you try to eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. I choose you.
Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week is, as always, friend of the show.
Your friend of the show, Ben Montoya.
Thank you.
I'm Ian Davis, the Augustine Francois Anizan of the show.
Okay, interesting. Nice.
And the tall boy with the tall boy, Evan Aubrey. Oh my God.
Nice. Oh, God.
Yeah.
This is not a beer that you want to spill on yourself. It's got a certain stank to it that like.
Yeah, cracking that cold one. What is your
You're drinking
tall boy?
stanky beer out of the tall boy?
Yeah, it's called the Sound Parade, which is what you might call this podcast.
It is a parade of sounds.
A parade of sounds.
And
Straight to your ears.
Yeah.
how is it, Evan?
This podcast would be a hazy IPA that's slightly juicy.
Juicy.
Slightly juicy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was so the Whole Foods description said it was a little bit more juicy than it really tastes. So I am inclined to not order this one again.
Oh, roasted.
False advertising.
It's fine, but I was really in the mood for like it's getting warmer. I want to drink like a little bit of like what's the shandy? You know, the beer lemonade or like beer juice combo. I want one of those.
Hard Mike's iced lemonade or whatever. Angry Mike. Why is he mad?
No, he's hard.
Yeah, he's hard.
It's not that. It's not a matter of aggression. It's just
A matter of
hard.
turgidness.
Just on the topic. Well, do you want to shout out this beer that you're underwhelmed with?
Oh yeah, it's it's Fieldwork, and I love them genuinely. But this one, B-.
B minus.
Okay.
On the topic of hazy IPAs and their design choices, I didn't really think about the title of this. I mainly just picked it from the logo, which is giving kind of like vaporwave sunset. But the name of it is Sunset Syndrome from Ex Novo Brewery, and I feel like that just sounds like a code for like Alzheimer's or something like that. Like it's like the Sunset Syndrome.
I'm getting sunset.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
a quasi-special beer. It's the FH Beerworks Sticky Paws from Colorado. I was in Colorado this weekend, so this is a honey ale, which I quite enjoy. And I was able to bring a few down from the old CO up from the holiday weekend.
So it's not a mead.
It's not a mead. It's not mead. It's just honey ale. So it's a wheat ale brewed with local honey. Kind of situation. It's very good. Highly recommend it. So FH Beer Works in Colorado Springs, if you're ever in the area, I gotta shout them out. But speaking
Do you
of,
think Nintendo should open a line of alcoholic drinks? One of them being a mead, Mario themed. And it's called It's a Mead.
Oh yes.
There it is.
okay, now we have to go through all the Mario characters and say what kind of alcoholic beverage they would drink.
Well, it doesn't have to be Mario characters. It could just be Nintendo. It could be like Smash Bros, but
Yeah, okay.
alcohol.
Yeah, would they all be like kind of beers, or were you going into the spirits? Obviously, mead is a spirit, so yeah, that's a hard alcohol kind of situation.
What? Really? I thought it was more the line of like beer.
No, it's like a fermented honey wine.
It's fermented honey.
So it's a wine, not a spirit.
I guess so.
It's closer to a wine than a spirit. Yeah.
It is. It's not as hard as like a rum, for example, but the concept is basically the same.
You're not doing shots of mead.
No,
You're
you're
getting
not.
a cup of mead.
Yeah, you're getting a cup of mead. You're not doing shots.
The only Smash Bros character I could put an alcohol to would be Ike's Hard Lemonade.
That's good.
Oh shit!
He's very turgid for this one.
Yeah.
I could
And
see.
turtle.
Yes.
What's the beer company that has the mountain on it?
Coors.
Like Coors, but like the ice climbers are like.
Oh fuck
they're
yeah!
gone.
That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Coors also. from
Obviously,
Colorado.
we'd need a line of like Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong,
Cranky
the other
Kong.
Kongs, all the Kongs, but
Candy
like
Kong, the
different
sexy
banana,
one.
banana liqueurs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Stylized.
Banana
Funky.
liqueur. Or have you guys ever heard of Buzzballs?
Yes.
Yes.
Have I
So
heard of them?
they're
I
like-
drank one of them. And
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
Quite poor.
They're Buzzballs, banana flavored, and they're bongos instead of balls.
Ah. And you have to
Buzz
hit them to
bongos.
get the juice out of them.
Yeah.
Ah. This is actually why the Nintendo delayed the Switch 2. is to,
So that we could have this podcast.
yeah, so that they could come up with some delicious alcoholic pairings. So you come out to the Nintendo restaurant and there's a sommelier and he's like, I see you've ordered the Donkey Kong. Would you like a banana liqueur to go with that?
And then they serve you that hot dog with like a chip on it.
Yes.
Right.
The Donkey Kong hot dog from
the special
theme
hot
park.
dog.
Hazy ROB.
Oh shit!
I like it.
That's pretty.
Did you
good.
see Rob
man,
the
you
robot is in Mario Kart as a motorcycle?
Yeah.
I'm so ready. Ride the Rob.
Yeah, ride the Rob.
Ride the Rob?
Well, boys, I've definitely got my. Now that Switch 2 pre-orders are happening, I've got my like multiple screens set up ready for it. So
Isn't it in 3 days?
yes, it's
Jesus.
it's not even in 3 days. It's in a day from when this episode goes out because on Best Buy, Target, Walmart, not GameStop, but I think those three, it's 10 p.m. local time because it's like midnight Eastern time. So I got them all up. I'm going to hit F5 as fast as possible as soon as the clock strikes midnight.
Do you have like a macro set up to automatically check you out?
Yes, and then I've got made sure all my credit card information is pre-installed. I'm going to fucking beat those robots to get my Mario Kart 2 Switch.
Good luck, Jeremy. AI always wins.
I'm better than a robot. I'm better than Rob. That's why I want to ride him in a motorcycle.
Show dominance.
Yes.
Can we get a and I'm blanking on the name, but you know the classic tale of the guy who like hammers the railroad faster than the machine.
John Henry.
Yeah.
John
John
Henry.
Henry. Yeah.
John Henry, but it's Jeremy fighting the AI to pre-order his Switch.
And once I finally get it, I die.
Yeah.
I'll make that in the style of like a Renaissance painting. We need
Yes.
Yeah. He just clicked so hard he perished.
Dies. Well, next week on the show, you'll see the ongoing story of me if I successfully pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch 2. And if not, I'll be dead. So
This was the rapture they were all thinking about. It's
Yeah.
You either get a
Well-
Switch 2 or you perish on this earth.
well, I hope that Pope Francis passed away to give us the ability to pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2.
Wow.
One door opens, another.
Yeah,
closes.
God closes the door and opens a window. So yeah,
I bet you he's already playing Switch 2 up there. You know that he's
Yeah.
already up
Early
there with
access.
Switch 2.
yeah.
Early access for God special soldiers. They get Switch 2 early access.
But yeah, so that's the ongoing saga of the Switch 2. I am very excited about Mario Kart. It looks very cool. I don't know if we get it, and you know my friends are there. Now it sounds like I'm dying and going to heaven. We could just like hang out as like Mario and Waluigi and like take pictures in the town on our like road trip kind of situation. It'll be very nice on my road trip. So
Do you feel sad at all knowing that the chat button is going to be basically useless for you because you'll be the only person with a Switch 2?
No one to chat.
The rest of us won't be able to use it. You'll just have to you'll click it and then be by yourself.
I think Michael might be there. Our friend Michael Woods.
Like the story.
He one other person.
He would. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say heaven is just Michael Woods, but it's nice that he's there kind of situation. I was talking about him with my coworkers, and I was like, yeah, he's a lawyer. And my like supervisor, the state librarian, looked him up on the internet, and he's like, is this him? And he like turned his computer around.
Is this your card?
And I was like,
Whoa,
yeah.
holy shit.
And it was like, yeah, he works at that law firm. And he's like, He's like, nah, he's wearing a suit in this picture. And I was like, yeah, he's a lawyer. I don't know what to tell you.
Just another suit.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm
gotta be
picturing
careful,
Jeremy at
Jeremy.
work, and it's just Jeremy telling his boss about all the friends he has, and then his boss trying to confirm whether or not those friends exist.
Through LinkedIn.
It's like Severance.
Yeah, that's true. I do tell the state librarian who this is every now and again just about my life, and he's like, "Is that real?" And I'm like, "Why would I lie to you about this?"
It really does seem like
specifically?"
Severance. This guy gifts you a tie.
Yeah, he gave me a tie for Easter. He's like, "Here's your Easter tie, Jeremy." And here's what he did. He brought in 3 ties, and he's like, "I've decided which one is the best pick for you."
You got to enjoy each one equally, Jeremy.
No. And he's like, "But you can only have one, and I know which one is the best one." And I picked the wrong one. And he was like, "You picked the wrong one, Jeremy." I was like, "Why? I have a shirt that matches this."
What was the
the
best
right-
one?
Yeah.
The best. Okay, so there's 3 ties, and they kind of had a floral pattern, and the background on each one was pink, one was blue, and one was purple. And I picked the purple one because I have a purple shirt. I was like, that matches my shirt. And he's like, you should have picked the light blue one, Jeremy. And I was like, I'm sorry.
And then he
Yeah,
fired you.
confirm.
Yeah,
then he fired
me.
On the spot.
Yes, this is why I'm able to spend all day refreshing the Switch 2 pre-order pages because I don't have a job anymore.
Right. That's kind of crazy that he basically gave you like a holy grail Indiana Jones like ultimatum. Like it was like, there is a right choice and you must choose wisely.
And I chose poorly.
And if you don't choose wisely, you'll just get the tie anyway. I don't know what the stakes were, but that's pretty wild.
The stakes were, I guess he roasts me as I chose the incorrect tie at our like donut hour every Friday. So
What donut did you have? That's the important question.
I don't usually eat the donuts at the donut hour because they're just Smith's donuts, and it's like I don't really need a Smith donut.
You need to show them up. Bring in some Who's.
I brought in some Kraft
Or
donuts.
bring in those fucking stuffed donuts from last episode.
Oh, yeah,
I'm still
the-
thinking about those.
Stuff your own donut.
Yeah, stuff your own donut. You gotta
Bring
tell
some-
them about that.
Some Hertz donuts.
Yeah.
Hurts?
Hurts donut. Whoopsh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice. You got me, guys.
Yeah, that's my life. I don't know. I was gonna ask about like there's a holiday this weekend. Did you guys eat any interesting food over the Easter holiday, or was it just a normal regular food that you had?
I had a Midwest Easter
Ooh,
Oh.
what does that entail?
Midwest Easter. What does that mean?
ham. A cheesy potato casserole, but the like sort of crust on top was made out of cornflakes,
Ooh.
Okay.
and then ambrosia.
Ambrosia.
What is that?
Was it
Like a drink?
It's like that weird like marshmallow dessert thing, right?
Yeah, it's like marshmallow with canned fruit. It has to be canned
Oh,
fruit.
yes.
And then like sour cream.
Yeah, it's one of those like Midwest casserole, like Jello salad adjacent
Yeah.
desserts. Yeah.
It was fun.
That sounds pretty good. I had
Shout out
a,
to Matt and Liz. Listen to the show. Shout out.
There you go.
Hey, shout out.
I had a delicious pulled pork sandwich. It was my closing weekend going snowboarding. And normally on our way home, we stop at this delicious Mexican place, but they sadly observed Easter and were closed. And so we went to the true American restaurant that did not care about Easter. Went to a barbecue
yeah.
place.
Yeah, it's nice.
We don't believe in that stuff here.
I don't know.
Oh God.
Yeah, it might have been a questionable decision, but the pulled pork sandwich was delicious.
Yeah. On my Easter Sunday, I woke up and I was like, because I'm a very nice grandson. I was taking my grandmother to church, but to facilitate such an activity, I wanted some coffee, and all of the coffee places within a 10-mile radius were closed because of Easter. So I had to go a little bit further than that to acquire.
Don't they
some
know that
coffee.
Jesus needs caffeine too?
Yeah, he
rise.
I need to fucking rise with my beans, man. Kind of situation. But I went to this coffee
Why
place.
can't these beans be risen?
Yes,
Yeah.
they be risen me up in the morning. He is riz in. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
How have we not made that joke before?
I saw a lot of it on Sunday. So
I-
the pastor at the church did not make that joke though. So that was a little bit of a missed opportunity. So
I asked my middle schoolers today. I was like, did you go on the hunt?
The hunt. Did you round
Was
up
the hunt afoot?
the crew?
Was
Yes.
the hunt?
Yes.
And a surprising, the majority of them hunted.
Really?
Really?
In middle school?
Yeah.
I guess it's all for
Sixth
cash
graders.
at that point.
Sixth graders.
Yeah. Well, I think
Okay.
it's like an opportunity to like find candy in the yard. You know what I'm saying?
They got cash, man.
Yeah,
they could have got
it's all
12
cash
bucks in
these
cash.
days.
It's like, holy shit.
Whoa.
But
Old hard cash.
interesting to report. I don't know if you remember Littlest Pet Shop.
Yes.
It's back.
Yes.
And better than ever.
It's back.
I don't know if it's better, but it's back.
Still little.
Oh, they're little. They
They're
brought them to
smaller.
school.
They're smaller than ever. You need a fucking microscope to see this shit.
Put them in their backpack.
Still little after all these years. Littlest
Well, I
pet
was
shop.
like, is this like all new or some of this vintage? And they're like, some of it's vintage, but I got some new ones.
Wow.
Eggs.
Littlest Pet Shop. Oh.
Are they like all QR codes now or something? Like, what's
It's
new
like
about
they've
them?
just become NFTs.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of are.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, anything collectible, really.
Yeah.
Did one of them pull out a tiny disc of the song "It's a Sin" and say, "This is my littlest pet shop, please"?
Oh.
No, but one did ask if I found the golden egg, and I said, no, did you? And he said, if you do, this is what happens. And then he showed me a TikTok of a guy in an Easter bunny costume punching out someone at at an Easter egg,
That just happens when you do that.
I guess.
Um,
It's so
Five
interesting
booms,
to think about.
skibbity riz.
yes.
It's interesting. It's not like Christmas, right? Where it's like we're all kind of in this shared delusion. Like everyone knows that the Easter Bunny is not real.
What?
But to the extent that they will see TikToks and show you as an adult and be like, look at how fucking fake this is. Like, yet again, they're all hunting for eggs. What's going on with the Easter?
Well, again, I
situation?
think you're hunting for eggs is like a fun activity to do on Easter. You're not under the delusion that the Easter Bunny put them there. I think we know that the Easter Bunny is the like consumerist side to Easter that even Santa Claus doesn't approach, because there's a Saint Nicholas, you know what I'm saying? But there's
That's
not
true.
like a Saint Easter Bunny.
A giant fucking, humanoid
in the
rabbit.
canonical like the Catholic dogma. So we can't really like point to that. So I think it's just like a fun activity, if I had to guess.
You're telling me you wouldn't fuck with an Easter egg? Like, I would love if someone came up to me and was like, hey, I hid some like shit in the yard for you to find. Like, I'd be
just
so down for that.
Any
Yeah.
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah. Ian, I'll come down and do that for you.
Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know. That'd
Yeah,
be
you'd
fun.
make my week.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I there is something inherently fun about having an activity based around it, and it's like you have to go find this thing. But I feel like it's different from a Christmas situation where it's like you're under no delusions that it's your parents doing that, right? Like, and your kid, like in this specific situation, your class of sixth graders, right? It's like maybe there's some kids who still believe in Santa Claus at that age, but like no one believes in the Easter Bunny. So like it just seems like it's interesting that it ranks kind of like in the middle as far as like one of these holidays that has like a weird lie attached to it.
Yeah. Well, I think that the tricky thing is, and not to
Everyone
get all
knows.
theological, is that even though Christmas is obviously a very important holiday in the Christian tradition, Easter is technically the most important, and it's more
Right.
overtly religious in that regard kind of situation. So there's just a little bit less of like, the commercial zhuzh put on it, because it is more explicitly kind of religious in that sense.
Do you think it helps or hurts that there are no Easter Bunny songs?
It definitely hurts.
Yeah.
Where's like our Here Comes Santa Claus for the Easter Bunny?
Hip hop, hip
Yeah.
hop.
Yeah.
So to hip hop.
You ain't got it.
I don't know, because like Tooth Fairy's kind of real. Ain't no Tooth Fairy songs.
So okay, but that's
Dwayne the
interesting
Rock
'cause that's, like,
Johnson
kind
is
of a magic.
changing my teeth out for coins.
Well, but that is a kind of magic that's a little bit more. I think kids are a little bit more impressed by and can continue like believing it further than the Easter Bunny, because
There's more monetary value behind the Tooth Fairy than the Easter Bunny, I feel.
Yeah. Well, not anymore these days, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, from the kid's perspective, tooth goes under the pillow, money comes out. It's like, oh, whoa, how did that get there? I've been sleeping there this whole time, right? Just like the whole kind of idea of Santa Claus, like, I've been sleeping, and then all of a sudden there's all these things here. What the fuck?
So
Easter Bunny's like, they came with these eggs, went all around your yard, hid them, because they know what's going to be age appropriate for you to find and maybe not find. Like, I feel like there's just so many added things with the Easter
I
stuff.
also appreciate the work ethic. Like, you got to go fucking hunt for those things. We're not just going to hand it to you.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
Ben, are you implying that if the Easter Bunny hid the eggs inside the house, it'd be the faith would be stronger?
The eggs are coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
Maybe it does add another layer of mystery.
Like if Easter Bunny David Blaine was like, it's in your mouth, and then you just started like hacking up Easter eggs.
And
Then I
each
would
one had a Reese's peanut butter cup inside.
Right.
of
Yeah,
it.
I would be like scared into believing the Easter
I
Bunny.
would be.
Don't
make him do it.
David Blaine, could it be Chris Angel? Could my mind be freaked a little bit by this?
Egg freak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we're all egg freaks these days, right?
that's true. It's too
Right, folks?
Easter's too expensive to put on
Yeah.
this year.
Too expensive.
Too
Expensive.
expensive.
That's the best joke we're coming up with on
Yep,
this.
call
Yeah,
it.
Episode over.
And that was I Choose You. I've been your host.
We didn't even talk about the Pokemon this week. Let's do that. I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon in this economy. Surely you jest. But no, every week we randomly select a Pokemon to cook and prepare. We come up with the most delicious recipe to share with one another. And then we vote in a very democratic manner on who has the best recipe. This week's Pokemon is Mabosstiff, the Mastiff Pokemon.
Guys, I'm disappointed after what we alluded to last week that we didn't all show up wearing fedoras.
Yes. I was going to are we going
And
to
this
all
Pokemon is duly appropriate for wearing fedoras, actually, the more we read about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like a old timey gentleman kind of situation.
Well, it's a boss Pokemon, Jeremy.
Yes,
In-
and so
as
it's like a
in-
mob boss.
A crime boss.
Yes.
Like a boss.
Ian, I believe you won last week. Am I remembering this correctly?
Sounds about right.
Sounds like something I would have done.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Win. Always winning.
Yes.
Hashtag winning.
Yes. So, Ian, what's your recipe this week for Mabosstiff?
I'd like to offer you Mabosstiff cream pie.
Oh, yeah, you would.
I mean, last week you talked about those donuts, and you're like, I can't let this go.
And I can't.
So how do we
Cream pie
stuff it?
Fucks.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably.
All right. Here's the thing. He if you look at him, he's giving Boston cream pie vibes, right?
Yeah.
The chocolate's there, like cream
Absolutely.
along the back. I don't know, short of milking a dog, how I'm working him into the recipe. This might have to be a inspired by the pooch.
Yeah, we're along for the journey, Ian. Take us there.
I mean, you could milk a dog if you wanted to.
You could. And if any dog was going to have udders, it would be this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that sad face. Like, he's like, nobody will milk me.
Oh, no one will milk me.
I need to be milked. Why won't anyone milk me?
Just like a crime boss would.
Yeah.
I'm such a nice guy with my fedora. Nobody will milk me. I hold the door open for all these people. They won't milk me.
I don't know if I like Ian doing this voice. It's a little too much.
Well, BDSM coated.
Yeah.
You need.
Oh no! And now I can't not look into his eyes. I'm curious with that voice.
The lack of lactation in this Mabosstiff is just off the charts.
Please, my teats are swollen. Why won't anyone milk me?
Oh, this is like a really sad mobile game ad.
Yes.
Oh no! I'm losing it.
8-inch cake pan.
Yep.
Okay.
Whisk.
Whisk. Yeah.
Medium pot. Bowls. Oh, my eyes. My tears are burning my eyes.
Yeah, it's not good.
2 large eggs. Cup of cane sugar. Some whole milk. Unsalted butter. All-purpose flour. Baking powder. Kosher. Salt. Vanilla extract. Whipping cream. It's like an onion was cut into my eyeballs. This hurts so bad. What is happening? Oh, you know what? I did cut an onion for my dinner. I wonder if
It's
I have
reactivating it.
Yes.
I've not washed my
no.
hands since then. I don't know.
Oh no!
This is like when you cut up like a jalapeno and then you use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Coming back with a vengeance.
Yes.
Oof.
Bittersweet chocolate. And then that's for the. Oh God, I can't see.
Why don't you go to like the chemical
go-
wash your eye out station? We'll vamp in the meantime.
I'm okay. I can.
Holy shit.
I suffer for my art.
Yeah.
Pastry cream, 6 egg yolks, room temp, sugar, cornstarch, vanilla extract, whole milk, butter. For the pastry cream, you pour the milk into the saucepan, heat that over medium heat, boil it, turn off the heat, let it set. Whisk the egg yolks and the sugar, add the cornstarch, whisk that shit into the hot milk. We know how to cream here, okay? We're no
All the time.
we're no noobs.
I choose to use a bit of a creamery.
Yeah. You're gonna pour that mixture through a strainer back into the pot. Cook that again over high heat and like slowly thicken it. Chill it in the fridge. Cake. Preheat the oven. You dry the dries, you wet the wets, you wet the dries, you dry the wets. We've been through that. You make the fucking cake, you cut it in half, you spread the cream on it. You put the cake back together, you layer some chocolate on top. Mabosstiff cream pie.
Complete
It's not
with
really
a tiny
a
fedora
pie,
on the top.
though. I don't know. It sounds like a cake. No response.
Everyone in Boston is gonna beat the shit out of you. Is my
Okay.
response.
Okay, so I did just Google Boston cream pie, and then it said cake.
It is a cake.
I know.
What do you want from me? It's also a
But,
donut.
I mean,
Yeah.
in the way that a moon pie is not truly a pie.
True.
I think we can make some exceptions. You know, it's not a firm binary between pie and cake.
So, but the cube rule has taught us that it is, right? So, are they counting? I guess there's so much. The focal point of the Boston cream pie is the top, the chocolate on the top. So are they counting everything below it as crust?
Well, according to Wikipedia, the dessert acquired its name when cakes and pies were baked in the same pans, and the words were used interchangeably.
We just threw around the
Yes.
cake and pie terms.
Yeah, there
like
was
they
no
were nothing.
different. In
You're
the late
kidding.
19th century, this type of cake was called a cream pie, a chocolate cream pie, or a custard cake. It has been popular in Massachusetts since its
Give me
creation.
that. So if I went into a bakery and said, "Give me the Boston cream cake," I would not get a weird look.
Yeah. Unless you're in Boston. But yeah, no. It's just because in old-timey days, pies and cakes were the same thing.
That's fucked up. That's crazy.
Imagine
I
not
don't know
having
what's
the
blowing my
words.
mind.
Yeah.
They only had like 4 colors back then too.
Yeah.
Right.
They had sepia, black, white, gray. Those are the only colors that existed in the 19th century.
And they go, "Hey, toss me that cake, like pan."
No,
and it
that's
would
just
be
called a
pie
pan.
tin.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I'm just like I can't conceptualize that, but I guess it's just my feeble 21st century American mind who can't handle the concept of language evolving over time.
Yeah. You can't handle that a pie and cake were the same thing at one point.
But they surely. I'm thinking back to like English royalty, and they fucking love their cakes. They had tiny cakes, like they dip them in their tea or whatever. I'm not dipping a pie into some tea.
I
They
don't
haven't
know.
invented the McDonald's handheld mini pie.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. That's a pie, even though I would say that's more of an empanada.
Is it
Empanada.
It's the crust, right? That's
Yes.
what.
Yeah.
I think the crust is really what gets me to the pie thing.
Consider this, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Pie is you have the crust at the bottom. You have a filling, usually semi-solid, and then crust on top.
Not always, though.
But
Sometimes.
traditional, like
Yeah.
if you're, I want you to close your eyes and picture a pie on a windowsill with the lines coming off of it.
Perhaps I'm a hobo and it's the 1930s.
Yeah.
You're picturing it with a top. The top is on. The top's up. Okay.
Is it perhaps like checked, like a checkerboard, like
Yeah,
a
it's
strip,
lattice or whatever.
Yeah.
Now consider this. Replace the bottom crust with just like a soft,
Okay. Replace the bottom crust with the soft
like with like a layer, say like a slice of
cake.
and then replace.
No, that's some weird shit. If you have cake on the bottom and pie strips on top,
No.
that is
Let me-
a third thing.
I haven't finished reconstructing your mind. Stay with me. The middle layer, remove the fruity, semi-viscous filling. Replace that with custard.
Custard.
And then put the top on. Replace the top crust with more of the cake and some chocolate.
I'm lost.
And then it's a Boston cream pie.
layered cake. I see. Yep. There we are.
Like
So
it's the
you're
same
just-
components. It's just that it's not like there isn't like a
Crunchy. It's so the difference between a pie and a cake is the crunch factor.
I think that's what I'm.
Crispedness.
Yes.
Now, what about a cake with fondant on it?
That's,
Not crispy.
No, I hope not.
There's a little bit of it's al dente for sure.
Tooth feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say that
I
the
feel
pie
like we
crust
need to
is
have
a little
like
al
a
dente.
dessert. I'm just like, I feel like we need to have like a dessert expert to like quantify all of this, because in my mind, I can't really specify what the dividing line is between those two.
This is
But
when
they
we should have
feel
had,
like two distinct things.
Yeah. Cupcake Deck should have been on this show.
Yes.
Well, see, we didn't know that this was going to be a huge problem. Our cake. Look,
Jeremy, we
Wikipedia-
need an emergency
We'll put a pin
guest
in
on
this.
hand at all
Yes.
times.
Yeah.
Emergency guest.
Anyway,
And just to clarify, I don't want to belabor this, but just to clarify, this is inspired by Mabosstiff, not
no, we milked him.
utilizing
Remember,
any
Ben? We had this whole
byproducts,
thing.
or are we going with the milk territory?
I think it depends on how strong your will is. If you give in to like the mommy milker Mabosstiff, just like you're there like mixing the ingredients, and it's like it's sitting on the ground next to you in the kitchen, like looking up at you with those eyes, just begging to be milked. It doesn't want to taste what you're making. It's just like, milk me.
No.
If you can deny that,
I will.
regardless, the inspiration part is there. But
You can deny it.
yeah,
Oh,
All right.
How fucked up is it that we got 2 dogs in a row? You know what I mean?
it's just bad luck.
Some might say it's good luck, given the quality of these episodes. Ben, what's your recipe this week?
My recipe this week. Yes, good question. So, I was very intrigued by the boss element of Mabosstiff, the mafia mafioso energy that it's bringing.
The Marlon Brando-ness.
Marlon Brando, other famous portrayals of mobsters in popular culture, which reminded me of a place that I recently found out is actually right across the street in my new neighborhood.
Oh, run by the mob?
Yeah.
It's not owned by the mob that I know, but it is mob themed.
Ah,
Oh.
nice.
And I feel like we all need to go at some point just to kind of figure it out. Because it's called The Butcher.
Where you gotta meet the butcher.
And the tagline for the restaurant is "Where Mobster Meets Gourmet."
Whoa.
What? What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
I mean, gang members like classy shit. I don't know what to tell you.
They leave a horse head in your bed, but tell you it's fancy.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
that-
an organic horse head? Farm
Jeremy-
to table horse head.
You just made my point though. Like, they're like speakeasies are like a thing, and it's like already mob themed, but also like you're spending $200 on a steak. So like,
Well, there's no $200 steak as far as I can tell. It's mainly sandwiches.
But we
Well,
won't
now we
rob your
really
taste
gotta
buds.
go here.
Yeah, and they've all got really fun names like Columbo,
Oh,
And-
yes.
Just one more thing.
Scarface. Just one more thing.
Was Columbo a mobster?
Yeah, no, he's not. He's a police
was not a
detective.
monster. And Gotti, like John Gotti,
Ah.
Capone,
Uh-huh.
salad.
Got him on tax. Wait, that's a salad? The fuck?
Yeah. What do you think's in the Capone salad?
Italian dressing.
a caper.
Just one.
Just a singular caper.
Any taker, Evan, on an ingredient in the Capone? So
no,
far,
I
neither
can't
of
top
these are
one
right.
caper.
What? There's no fucking Italian dressing in this salad?
Not based on the description. The Capone salad has romaine and spinach, roasted red bell pepper, red onion, tomatoes, walnuts, blue cheese, white balsamic, and goat cheesecake.
No gabagool, though. Cheesecake?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Consider this:
Uh-huh.
Mars Capone.
See, this is why you need to work
Should
there.
have been a dessert.
See,
Yes.
you need a job at the butcher.
Yes.
But the sandwich that intrigued me the most was the one labeled Tommy Gun.
But my Tommy gun don't. And they shoot a bunch of sandwiches into your mouth.
Any guesses on what's on the Tommy Gun sandwich?
Meatballs.
I
They're
would-
like the bullets.
Oh, that's pretty good. I was going to imagine like 5 different types of meat, but go ahead.
Like an
Different
Italian
types of
nightclub.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 different types of meat. The Italian nightclub.
Tommy gun.
Tomato.
Not-
It's got to be
not-
tomato something,
Okay.
right?
Just-
Is it like a submarine sandwich?
Hit us.
Jeremy was like the first time. It's a meatball sub.
Yeah.
The magazine is full.
Yes. And when you eat it, you're like, "Gah, gah, gah, gah," as you put it down your throat.
So I thought we would make a Mabosstiff meatballs widge.
My balls stiff.
My balls stiff.
That was one of the things that flowed through my mind. I didn't think it would factor in. But yeah, we're making a Tommy Gun-esque meatball marinara, meatball sub with our Mabosstiff. So to get the meatball, I mean, meatball sub's very typical, standard Italian food sandwich fare, you might say. Not a whole lot going on. You got your nice red marinara sauce you've been brewing all day long, the same that you slap on your pasta. Slide that on some nice, well done. Not well done. That's not a great word to describe bread. A nice fresh loaf of Italian bread, sliced in half. You put your marinara sauce. You get your Mabosstiff meatballs.
My balls.
That you have from ground Mabosstiff meat, seasoned with some salt, pepper, oregano, parsley, and then fried in ball form. And then you are going to add that to the sandwich. You're going to put some slices of provolone cheese right on top. And this is the part of the interaction where if I was your Subway sandwich artist, I would ask if you wanted lettuce, tomatoes, etc., etc. But because this is The Butcher and Tommy Gunn inspired, that's all they leave it as. It's just meatballs, marinara, provolone on a toasted bun.
Simple.
I think it's that's really more like what, if we're talking about where mobster meets gourmet, the answer is in the middle of a meatball marinara sandwich, without much else going on in there. Maybe this is just a little bit crazy. You go over to that big jar of pickled peppers, take some of those pickled peppers, put them on your meatball marinara sandwich.
Taking a peck of them,
maybe a peck. But that's what I've got for y'all today is a meatball sub, which I know is near and dear to one Ian Davis's heart.
Just describe my exact fucking Subway order.
Oh,
Fuck
just
yeah.
plain and simple.
All right. Does the sandwich look like a gun? Does it have a trick? Can I shoot meatballs at people? That's my real question.
I think if you really wanted to commit to the theme of the mobster meets gourmet, you would have to have a meatball gun that you would shoot people with. I think that's just like part of it, but I haven't reached that level of physics and novelty in my design, in my conception of what this restaurant would be. So I'm going to say that there's not a lot of gun play involved in the food quite yet. But I like where your head's at. I think that once we get a meatball gun that can work, restaurants will start doing it. You know, it's just a matter of time.
Society will be solved.
Yeah. I'm particularly interested in Ian's answer to this. But where do we? So, meatball sub is a very like idyllic sandwich. Like in principle, incredible. What a combination of flavors on bread. Like amazing. In practice. I feel like it can be all over the map. Like too soggy, not enough sauce.
True.
Like what? Where?
True.
In most of our meatball sub experiences, are we yay or nay? And I know Ian like probably eats the most meatball subs out of all of us. But like, yeah, where do you stand, and how has your experience been thus far in life?
Oh, and then it was like a performance review for meatball subs.
Yeah.
Here's my submarine sandwich review of the meatball sub. So we're going to start with the bread, then we're going to add the meatballs, and then we're going to end with more bread. By that, I mean, I don't remember the last time I had a meatball sub.
Oh my god.
Ian?
So I couldn't tell you.
Jeremy, next time I see you, I know exactly what we're fucking doing.
He's going to drive you to a Subway.
We're going to go to Ben's weird restaurant.
Yeah.
Let me break this down for you. I don't know if I've ever had a bad meatball sub in my entire life.
I'm going with you next time.
Now, if anyone ever tried to serve me a meatball sub that didn't have enough sauce, I'd spend the rest of my life in prison. There's no way that motherfucker is getting out of my bare hands from around their neck, because I could choke right now just thinking about that. I would much prefer the sub be sloppy and like unmanageable, and I have to like really make a mess of myself.
But you're still okay with that. Like you're not like, oh fuck, what am I getting myself into? You're like, okay, here we go, and you just like bib around the neck.
Here we go, and then you like fall into it. It's like a roller coaster.
When you sign up for duty and you get sent to the front line, you know what you're fucking signing up for. You know the risks. You know you might not come back.
Yeah,
there's gonna be blood on these hands.
Yes.
And by blood I mean marinara sauce.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Subway bread does a pretty good job of withstanding the blast. Now, I will say, like, you gotta eat the sandwich right there.
Sure.
There's no like, I bought this sub, I'm gonna throw it in the fridge, eat it tomorrow.
No.
Ron wriggling.
Not even mere hours later. It's like you have to do it.
You eat
It
it
has
right
to
there.
be fucking hot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think I rest my case. There's just like no. The only scenario is if there's not enough sauce, and I can't stress this enough. I will end someone's life. Snuff film. If you dare,
Let the
do
record
that.
show.
Let the record show. I did it. If I tell you I didn't do it, listen to this episode. I did it. I done it.
Preemptive confession.
Yes.
So I guess my question for you is: do you ever order a meatball sub anywhere besides Subway, or is that like your meatball sub go-to? Like, is there like a Firehouse that you would that also do they do meatball? I don't even know.
They
They've
do.
gotta.
Do they?
Yeah, they have to.
Because I ate let me tell you, the last musical I played, ate a lot of Firehouse.
So you
That show
probably
brought
you
you
would have
to
seen it
Firehouse.
on the menu.
If I did, I probably... Well, I might not have ordered it, because I will say this. For how great a sandwich it is, it's not a one-hander.
True.
I can't be driving my car down the highway.
Yeah. Well, you could. You get your knees on the wheel, and then you can get that fucking sandwich down your gullet.
The issue is I drive a manual transmission, so like... it'd be a juggling act. I need both hands firmly grasping this sub if I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it.
My car has a...
Because the problem is that it's a round ball, and that's the thing. It's like no other sandwich in the world because it's literally like a round in a flat
I can confirm.
round
Ian,
meat in a flat sandwich.
they have
Yes.
not one but 3 different types of meatball sub at Firehouse. So they've got Firehouse meatball, classic.
We're going to Firehouse.
Sweet and spicy meatball. Add a little bit extra something. Pepperoni pizza meatball sub. They slap some pepperonis on top of the cheese that is melted on top.
That's a little too much.
Whoa.
That looks
I don't
good
know,
to
it
me.
sounds pretty good.
To answer Ben's question, I have tasted meatball subs at various places, not just Subway.
Okay.
I would go to the butcher, which I assume is called the butcher because they butchered the names of the sandwiches.
Yeah, the minute that I saw that menu, I was like, "This is an episode of I Choose You in the making." I
Yeah.
can already tell.
Is
And
it
they're-
right next to like the what it was, the speakeasy across from your house, Ben?
Yeah,
They
it's
sell
next to the other like mob themed.
well. That
coated,
the speakeasy does
restaurant.
sell $200 steaks. So if we want to, spend a month's wages in one night, that's where we'll be heading.
And they also don't pay very good. They're musicians. I'll say it.
Hey,
All right, Evan, what's your recipe this week?
Well, it's fitting I go almost last because we've got a dessert on our hands.
Whoa.
We're gonna make some Mabosstiff. And what's a tiffin, you might ask? It's a Scottish dessert, historically Scottish dessert, wherein you use like little digestif like biscuits, like your Biscoffs or whatever. You crumble those up, and you add some butter, some maple syrup, cocoa powder, sugar, raisins, milk chocolate, and it's kind of like a brownie with a layer of frosting on top,
Yes.
with like crumbled up biscuits inside. So it's a little bit of crunch, a little bit of sweet raisin, a little bit of chocolate, and yeah, they're basically like a chunky brownie. That's essentially it. I was going to say, where the Mabosstiff really comes into play is
Is the name.
well,
Mabosstiff.
yes, but it's known to shed its fur pretty frequently. And I imagine when this fur sheds, it can, under the right temperature, become molten chocolate. So
yeah.
you put that under some heat for a little bit. You stir that up. It starts, liquefying a little bit. And that's what we're going to use as our chocolate component to these Mabosstiff. Yeah.
Wow.
Could, instead of it's still like Biscoff or whatever, but they're shaped like dog biscuits.
That'd be pretty good. I mean, once it's all said and done, I don't know if you'd really see much of what's going on in there, but you just know at your heart that like there's some dog related themes happening.
Scooby snacks.
Yeah,
Scooby snacks. What?
that's pretty good.
I did look up a picture of the Tiffin.
Tiffin.
What is it called? Tiffin.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very like how you describe it, like a brownie with like a bunch of different things kind of thrown in there too.
Yeah, which I'm into because like sometimes brownies are like it's like too much chocolate going on. I kind of sometimes want there to be other things happening in it, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
So Ian gave me a sour
You lost
look.
me. You lost me.
Too much chocolate in
chocolate.
a brownie.
What's the deal with the chocolate in the brownie?
So
Have you ever had a Tiffin before, or is this just?
I haven't, but
that
I
popped up.
absolutely will make them. And I found out recently that you can buy those like Biscoff cookies at Costco. So I will be buying 100 of them because that's probably the only quantity they come in. And I'll report back.
You could totally just get like cookie butter too, right?
Oh,
That's like the same flavor.
Yes,
Well,
but you need the texture too.
You need the crunch.
Yeah.
Of course.
Excellent. Oh, that does sound good. My recipe this week is I was looking at the Mabosstiff, and I think we need to be a little Mabosstuffed this week. So we're making Mabosstiff empanadas.
Nice.
Kind of
Oh.
situation. So we've been talking about a variety.
Pies two ways.
Yes, pies two ways. One might say it's more of a cake, and another might say this is more of an empanada, a hand pie, if you will, kind of situation. Anyway,
see, that's crazy though, because you never call an empanada a cake, right? you would never, but you would
a
say
hand
it's like
cake.
a hand pie.
yes.
Yeah.
What would you consider a hand cake? A cookie?
I mean, a brownie is basically there.
Brownie. Actually,
Brownie's a
probably
hand
so.
cake.
I've got the
Definitely.
cake covered.
Yeah. So we're gonna make some Mabos stuffed empanadas. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically we're gonna use the meat of the Mabosstiff as the meat in this empanada. We're gonna get some ground Mabosstiff, some onion, some cumin, some chipotle, some salt, some green chili, some pimento, some tomato paste, some sharp cheddar cheese, and we're gonna get some pie crust. No fucking cakes in here, pies. Because we're not gonna wrap this in a cake and then throw it in the fryer. That's impossible. Kind of situation. You wouldn't imagine replacing the delicious flaky shell of an empanada with a cake. It's impossible.
Cake pop.
I would not call a cake pop a flaky shell.
Call that a stick pie.
Back in my day, we called it a stick pie. So anyway, you're gonna brown your Mabosstiff meat in a skillet. You're gonna add your spices and your cheese. You make sure it's nice and brown. You're gonna get your pie crust. You're gonna fill them, curl them over. Get your little fork, make the little like crinkle cuts on the edge kind of situation, so they're nice and moon shaped. Then you're gonna get your fryer that you're gonna use in this situation. For at-home use, perhaps you have an air fryer, which you can use in this course of events if you're doing that. Daub your pie crusts in oil and then put them in your air fryer and let them cook for a little bit. But if you really want the true empanada experience, you got to get that deep fryer. You know what I'm saying? That bucket of oil that we're gonna fry this shit up in. But a full bucket. Evan, sorry.
Yeah, Ian.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna fry them up for a couple minutes until they're golden brown and delicious. We're gonna pull them out, let them cool. In fact, I might even put these on a windowsill to cool kind of situation, and let their delicious smells waft into the street, and perhaps bring any hobos nearby floating to my home kind of situation. Anyway, once that's all done and they're nice and cool, you can have a variety of sides, perhaps some chimichurri, guacamole, some green chili. Those are some nice dips that you can use with your Mabosstuffed empanadas. That's my recipe.
I do love a savory empanada.
Oh, they're so good.
They are very
Love a
good.
savory empanada, and I love it with some good chimichurri. Hoo boy.
And then that's it.
That's all I can say. It's good stuff.
Let's
Do you
review.
feel like the? I was just gonna say, do you feel like the quality of the meat being from Mabosstiff changes the flavor profile of your empanada? Because I feel like usually you kind of have to have a little bit of a mellow meat flavor. If it's a little too intense in an empanada, it's like kind of distracting.
I don't know. Like a mole marinated meat could be kind of good.
Well, is that what you were?
That's what I'm thinking. I was just thinking chocolate,
Okay.
and I was like, that could be a
yes,
thing.
I think
That could be a thing.
I think a spiced meat on the interior is perfectly acceptable in my experience. Like a strong, like seasoned, and at least the recipe I pulled up, had like cumin and chipotle and all that kind of stuff mixed in there. So I think it's pretty spicy, piquant, if you will. All right, now let's review our recipes. From Ian, you have Mabosstiff cream pie, Maboston cream pie, Maboston. Take off your tri-corner hat as you're saying that. From Ben, we have Mabosstiff Tommy Gun sub sandwich, which is a meatball sandwich. Mabosstiff.
No, it was Mabosstiff meatballs widge.
What was it? Are you sure?
Meatballs which?
Yes, it's short for meatball sandwich.
Okay, meatballs
You
which.
just take the end off of. That's genius.
Oh no.
All right, meatballs which.
Fuck.
From Evan, we have Mabosstiffin, and from me, we have Mabosstuffed empanadas. So everyone, please. Oh, we don't have a poll.
Democracy's on hold.
Democracy will wait.
For the group chat. I think is the plan here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's an on 3 situation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll just type it into
Just
our
type.
phone.
Just type who you think should win in the group chat, and on 3 we'll all press send.
Okay. Ready? One.
Wait. Okay.
2.
3.
Ding,
Okay.
ding, ding.
The results are in. And
Would you say the
Ian has won.
results are Ian?
Yeah, you win.
Yeah. Ian, you won. and it was only 2 votes for Ian and then 1 for Ben and 1 for Jeremy. I think Ian, you won by your by saying making a bunch of lactation jokes. It was very funny.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Fucking TBS
Voice
over here.
helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about let's first talk about sending in your recipes to ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ICHEWSPOD@gmail.com. Or send them in to the Discord. Now let's talk about next week's Pokemon in a section I like to call Pick'emon. Evan, can you please randomly select a number between 905 and 1,000?
909?
909. Oh, hold on. I've got to scroll. There's so many. We got to stop them. 909 is Fue Coco. So next week, send in your Fue Coco recipes to ichoosepod@gmail.com. I think it's going to be a hot one because he's the fire type. All right. Now, let's do the plugging round. Where can we find you on the internet, Ben?
You can find me on the internet at Ben C. Montoya on Instagram or fearandnow.tumblr.com.
All right, Ian.
At Musician Davis on Instagram.
All right, Evan.
At _Mesa Studio _ on Instagram.
All right, and you can follow me at Velocity Prime 1 on Blue Sky, Velocity Prime No 1 on Tumblr, Jeremy Zelick at the-avocado.org. That's Jeremy Zielick at the-avocado.org. And make sure to check out the Santa Fe Society and Foundation for Speculative Fiction. Our ranks are growing stronger by the day. We our society and foundation are filled with such delightful members. Join up. We got a Discord. We got in-person meetups. You got a discount at the local bookstore. All at the Santa Fe Society and Foundation for Speculative.
Would you say that you are Legion?
Not quite yet. We haven't been thrown out into a bunch of pigs and then drowned on an island. So we're working on that though. We're almost there. So that's that. Let me tell you about I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, make sure to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, head over to our official social media pages, I Choose Pod on Blue Sky, Tumblr, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, join the I Choose You Discord. Links are available in the episode description. You can hang out with fellow Choosies, submit recipes, and participate in community events. If you want to get more I Choose You goodness, head on over to the official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store for your perusal. That's ichooseyou.menu. And that's been the show, and I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielick.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
I've been Augustine Francois and Azine Ian Davis.
And Evan Aubrey.
To all the choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
So you wanna cook and eat all good?
Pokemon,
Are you ready for some recipes and
lots of puns.
I wanna eat the ultimate snack, find the flavors that are bold. I choose you. Taste them all with no regret, as a prophecy foretold. I wanna eat with Jeremy, Ben, Evan, and Ian too. I choose you. Learn to cook and crack some cans.
Use the podcast in your hands.
We gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. We gotta eat in this Pokemon world. Put your dish to the test, tastes better than all the rest.
One dish, two dish, red dish, blue dish. Ready for an icy wrap?
Let's do this.
If your soup is missing something, no sweat, my flamigo. You just sprinkle in a little bit of sprigatito. And if your plate is looking sad and done sparse, just tear up some tarantula. It isn't that harsh. Vroom, vroom, there's a rubber room for all your baddies as we drive to these Pokemon tubes. I scream tail as these iron hands come over me. Those iron juggalists, exactly what I like to see. Slithering, lay back, Excalibur by the pool. And crack the bottle, let your body waddle. Don't be a sleep title, just hit the lotto. Cause this podcast is gold, it's as hot as a capsicum too. So let's kick back, cans crack, for I Choose You.
We gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. I choose you.